Hello, everyone. I know I didn't email this out, but I just really wanted to come on. People have been asking me a lot about this question or about this topic, and I just really wanted to come on. Let me come here. So, if you don't know me, my name is Trisha, and I am a natural born psychic medium or a seer or a healer. I've been like this since I was 5 years old. Actually, my mother told me since I was three. I think I asked her like a year ago or something like that. And so I had asked her that. She said, yeah, she said, you used to look up and you used to laugh with someone that wasn't there. And I was like, really? And she would tell me, yeah, she said, but I guess all kids are like that. Kids, when they're born, they have this ability to interact with spirits on the other side. And so I was like that. I used to laugh with other I think my ancestors, my relatives. And so yeah, I know I didn't announce this. I usually am not on a Tuesday. So if you don't know me, my name is Trisha. I'm an indigenous spiritual teacher, and I am basically a psychic, and a medium. I've been doing this for 28 years. 28 years. 28 years. And I've been helping intuitives and healers to unleash their indigenous intuition, to channel their own gray wolf, and to really become the powerful clairvoyant and mystical mentor that they are born to be. So I have some time. I have something at 1 o'clock, but I have some time. And I thought about coming here and answering some questions. Okay, for some reason I can't see that. Nobody's actually. So this is something I just came on to do. And here I am. Make sure that you like this video, you love it, you share it, you tag your friends, because normally I don't do this, but people have been asking me a lot about this question. And the question is like, Trisha, like, how are you doing what you're doing? Like, what's the gift of seeing, hearing, and fear and feeling, spirit guides? So I have my own spirit guide that I have. So I have the gift of clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. But my biggest gift, the one that's really, really powerful with me, is clairaudience. I am I am bar none. I know there's other people that are really good at it, but for me, I hear information. I also see people's journeys, but I also, let me see. I'm not seeing anybody chatting here. So so let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from, so I can say hi. I'm just checking here. Let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from, so I can say hi. I know this is a big topic and people are like, well, I don't want to talk about it, in front of people. And I used to be like that. I used to be the same way. I was like, I am not talking about this. When I was a kid, and I'll tell you a little bit of a story. When I was a kid, I was terrified. I was terrified because I didn't know what was going on. When I was a kid, I saw spirits walking around late at night, and then I started to hear them talking back to me. I was just like, "What's going on here?" And they asked me, why wasn't I talking back? Until one night, I met my main spirit guide, which is Grey Wolf. And so, why Grey Wolf as a name? Well, I named him because his face looked like a wolf. He had gray eyes, gray hair, and a gray robe. So he looked like a wolf. So why not name him that? And so like I said, clairaudience is the gift of hearing, and it has always been the easiest to do for me. It's always been the easiest. I don't have to read books about it. I've never read, I think I read one. I think I read one or two, but I didn't finish it. The only one I actually did was, I think it was John Holland's book, and that was really helpful. So, of course, I go after the hardest thing to master first. I wouldn't say hard, but I know other people are just as, good at it. But for me, it's hearing. And that's just my personality. I usually go after the most difficult. That's just me. Hey there, Erica, um, from Southeast Alaska. Hi, Cindy. How are you? I know I'm coming on a little bit. Usually I come on a Wednesday, but I wanted to come on here because a lot of people are asking me this. I know this is a very touchy subject. People are really either scared to death, they're either scared to see their own guides. They think they're, um, there's a lot of religious beliefs that are really blocking people. It used to be mine too. Um, Actually, I had a cross in my bedroom. My mom actually put it there. Hopefully, my mother's not watching this, but I had a cross in my room. I remember that. I remember I had holy water in my in my bedroom. um, yeah. So Cindy says, "I want to see mine." Good. I'm glad. When I was very young, I didn't want to see mine. I, I honest to God did not want to see mine. No way. I didn't want to see the spirits that are walking around at night. I would hear them um, climbing the stairs at night, and that would make me stay awake till right midnight or 1 o'clock because I would hear them. And I would hear them in the kitchen, and the kitchen was on the first floor, and I would hear dishes being moved around. I did not like going in the basement. I remember that. I did not like going down there because there was more there was more spirits down there. And it was and I remember seeing a little girl down there. It was I was young though. I was used to this. And so I used to see a little girl in the basement. I used to see them hanging around my bedroom a lot. I wasn't really scared, I was just annoyed because they would just walk around. But spirit guides, I got more focused. I saw my main spirit guide. Everyone has a main spirit guide. Um, Everybody that I've read over the years, I've actually encountered other people's guides. Um, and I've learned to listen to people's guides, and I've seen other people's guides. Like I said, this is very normal to me. It's just like, hey there, Tammy. It's very normal for me. I've seen them since I was 5 years old, so it's just like drawing or folding laundry. It's just very easy. So, do you have any questions about seeing, hearing, and feeling spirit guides? Do you have any questions about them? Okay. Cindy says, I had a ghost laying on me when I was 14. My mom couldn't get me out of bed till he got up. Yeah, the ghosts, they go right through you, eh? So it's probably fear. Ghosts don't have any weight. So I think it's just fear. Just fear. Yeah, people put a lot of emphasis of fear around seeing and hearing and feeling spirit guides. They really are afraid. Usually it's taught. This fear is taught to you when you're a kid. So if somebody, I remember one person had told me, um, they were, and this is, and if this triggers you, you can just sign off. But I remember this one woman try to convince me that our spirit guide was her grandmother, and I'm like, no, there's no way a spirit guide, your family member wants to be guiding you. No, your spirit guide was there before you were born. Before you were born, and they decided to be your guide and to put up with you until you go into the spirit world. They have to be matching your personality. They got to be matching everything, and they cannot be emotional with you. They cannot be emotional. They've got to be very detached, emotionally detached. They cannot be involved with you as a relative or an ancestor. That's just not their their job. Remember, we're sticking to spirit guides here. I see spiritual all my life. I don't know what that means. You mean you have been spiritual all your life? Tammy says I was 4-year-old when I saw. Yeah. So people really tell me that they're afraid. I've also read some comments in my private deeply intuitive Facebook group. If you're not in there, you should. People have been really talking about this a lot. So usually guides will not scare you. That is not their job. Remember, I said when you're a kid, fear about the spirit world is taught to you. I know some people are going to argue with me, but it is taught. It is taught. Either your mom or your dad or your grandparents or somebody in your family, in your extended family, taught you that to, or it could be religion. It could be many things, but it has to do with someone has told you to be afraid of it. Yeah. It's a very touchy subject, and not a lot of people want to talk about this. But I'm very comfortable with this. I've always been comfortable with this all of my life. And I do, majority of my information comes through hearing. Yeah. I'm surprised there's not a lot of people on. This is a very touchy subject, and I'm not afraid of talking about it. Never have been. So, does anybody have any comments or questions? Wow, crickets, right? This is interesting. Okay. I told you this is a very touchy subject. Not a lot of people want to talk about this out loud. Okay. Tammy says, I see spirit all my life. Do you do anything with it, Tammy? Do you do anything with it? Cindy says, how do I know it's my guides I'm hearing? You just have to ask. You just got to ask. So, why am I talking about this all of a sudden? It's because a lot of people have asked me this. And I know a lot of people don't want to come out in public to ask. See, this is the problem here. The problem is it's become a very hush hush kind of secret club where people, it's almost like taboo. You're not supposed to be talking about this in public. I do. I have nothing, I'm not scared of it. Never have been. And I have a lot of guides in my life, and their purpose is not to scare me. Their purpose is to guide me. That is what their purpose is to guide you. That's it. That's all. So a lot of people say they're afraid. And like I said, it has to do with childhood. Maybe someone has taught you to be afraid of it, or their ancestors told your mom or your dad or whatever. Someone has taught you that. And that's so true. That is so true. So does anybody, if you're watching replay, put hashtag replay and I'll come back and I'll answer some questions. So if you are wondering about this, let me know. This is very easy for me and I've been doing it all my life. And somebody had asked me a question like, do you read with your guides? Yes, I do. I do. I really do. I read, I call them soul readings. They really should be called gray wolf readings because that's the way I read people through my guide, Gray Wolf, my main one, anyways. And you do have secondary and you do have group ones. There's different guides that help you too throughout your life. Okay, so I'm going to go. So this is probably it. And if you have any questions or comments, you can also PM me if you feel like this is a touchy subject. So yeah. Okay, now I'm starting to see some comments here. Cindy says, I connect with my guys when I read, I ask them. Great. Okay. And how's your business going? How's it doing? Erica says, when I was a young woman, fairly new to the area, and an Indigenous man approached me and told me that he needed to tell me. Yeah, people need to have really big boundaries. Just FYI, people shouldn't be coming up to you and divulging very sensitive information to you. People who don't have boundaries will do that. I've never been approached. I know some people have different viewpoints about this, but yeah, someone who's not very professional will come up to you and blurt things out. I don't find that very professional. It's just like if a doctor went up to you and said, hey, I noticed your eye is twitching. You need to do this, this, and this. Yeah, that's not very professional. And yeah, that's not professional. And I wouldn't go back to that person. People who have no boundaries, that's another thing. People who are doing that just to give unsolicited advice is not professional, and I wouldn't go back to that person. And that's just my opinion. And I just don't believe in that. I don't believe in going up to someone at a mall and just divulging information. I think it can be quite damaging. Okay. It can be very damaging when somebody does that. I know I did that earlier in my career as an intuitive, but I didn't know any better. I was 28, 29 when I did that. And it had a really big impact on the person. I never did it again. Nope. Even though people wanted me to give like free readings, they wanted me to just, just read them for free. And I couldn't do it. You have to really position yourself to do this. And you can't just do it on the fly. I know some people can do it, but that opens the doors to, having no boundaries. Okay. So with that being said, does anybody else have any comments or questions about guides? Let me know in the chat, in the comments. This is a very sensitive subject. It's a very sensitive subject. Like, oh, I don't want people to know that, I speak to guides or I see them or see, guides are different from spirits. That's totally different. Totally different. Remember, guides are here to help you. They're not here to scare you. Nobody else? All right, I'm going to go. Oh, there's one question. Somebody says, I have a hard time. I'm just going to put the comment here. I have a hard time connecting to guides. Here's the question. I have a hard time connecting to guides. Okay. So, which part are you having a hard time seeing, hearing, or feeling? I get asked that. It's like I'm diagnosing you. Which part? Is it hearing, seeing, or feeling? I have to know that first. Monica says, good morning. Yeah, good afternoon. I know someone is watching over me. Okay, great. Let me put this here. I feel them there. There's more than one, but can't feel them or hear them. I think you just said feel them. So I think you meant you can't see them or hear them. Okay, so you feel them. Great. So that means you're a feeler. So I would start building on that. Start building on the feeling. Okay. And that's oh, you meant here. Okay. I hear them, but I can't. Okay. I hear them. Okay. How do you know it's a guide? Remember, there's a distinct difference between guides and spirits. Difference. There's a big difference. Okay. I had to learn this when I was a kid. I knew the difference between a guide and a spirit. Different, totally different. They have different energies. Because I was very good at feeling, but they felt different, and the way I heard them was different, and the way I saw them was different. Anybody else? Anybody else? That's okay. I know what you meant. Does anybody else want to ask me anything about seeing, hearing, or feeling spirit guides? There's two different planes. Okay, there's spirits, and then there's guides. Like there's a different plane there. No, please don't do that here. Don't do that here. I always feel my guides to the left and to the back of me. Okay. I hear, see, feel spirit to the right and front. Okay. I always feel my guides to the left and the back of me. Okay. So guides are usually on the sides. So in back of you is probably something different. I hear, see, feel spirit to the right and front. That's interesting. Very interesting. And are you reading others? Monica says, yeah, I don't believe in that. Usually when people come to me with that, there's a belief. It usually has to do with religion. That's a religious block. When people talk to me about, dark shadows, that's not spirit and that's not guides. That's more of a belief. That's a belief. Yeah. I don't believe in that. And I think that's just a belief. Somebody told you about that. And if you're tuning into something like lower level, that's not the channel. Okay. Anybody else? A four-wheeler just went by. Anybody else? Usually religion has everything to do with it. Anybody else? Okay, guys, I gotta go. There's nobody else asking. There's nobody else asking. I'm surprised. Okay, I gotta go. But I wish you all a great day. Remember, if you're watching a replay, put hashtag replay and I will come back. Okay. All right, everyone. So before I go, because I have something at 1:00, before I go, there is something I would like to ask you. So, how many of you, I don't message people, you can private message me, but yeah, so with that being said, I do have an interest here. Okay. I noticed that. When, so how many, I'm going to ask you, because this is a replay. You're probably watching a replay. It's live right now, but how many of you are really interested in seeing, hearing, and feeling spirit guides? And some of you are not aware of the difference. So if you are interested in this and you want to get to know your guides more, I want you to put the number, or no, I want you to put, all right. So I want you to put, to write the word guide or guides in the chat. Write the word guides in the chat. Okay. Write the word guides in the chat. I'm just checking here. Excuse me. It is warm in here. Write guides in the chat. Okay. That's why I couldn't see some people's thing. All right, guys, just write guides in the chat if you want to know more information about this. Because I'm considering doing like a short like course about this. A lot of you are kind of in the dark about certain things. I'm considering it. If I get enough interest, I will do it. So write the word guides in the chat and I will come back later on tonight and check it out. All right, everyone, I'm going to go. And I do wish you all a great day. And I almost started singing right there. All right, everyone, I got to go. But thank you so much. And it's been very interesting. All right, everyone, got to go. Auf Namotes.